Quick wrap up of Canto 21, where yeah, I just had a short little nub there at the very end of the canto. This is the thing about ebook. You never know exactly how much further along the canto is going to go, especially since the cantos aren't of regular length. This last one being only 72 stanzas, where we've had ones where it's been like 130. So yeah, a short little one here, but actually quite enjoyable, in that we've got Marfisa defeating Zerbino and saddling him with Gabrini, a crone who is ugly and turns out to be pretty evil. He is Zerbino defeats a knight who wants to attack her, and gets the whole story of her periphery, which I've outlined before. And the knight says he must be rid straightway of her who would contrive to do him ill, and said that he would sorely rue the day if he continued to defend her still. And, Gabrini kept her eyes upon the ground, for to the truth no answer can be found. I think in reading this out loud, I definitely feel the translator straining to keep up the rhyming scheme. Sometimes they're just near rhymes that she does instead because English language. But there's also just sort of sometimes it's just like the word order that it goes. All day he could not curse the crone enough, who caused him such a night such harm to do, which just feels so awkward to say. There's a lot of what feels like really awkward diction in some of the sentences, where you're just like, you're really stretching to make sure that this word ends the thing so you can get the rhyme, and I can feel the strain. I mean, really hats off to Reynolds for undertaking such a massive translation, but you can tell that it's definitely one that is straining her faculties. I mean, way I could never do anything as even half as good as this, but it's one of these cases where you go, yeah, you can feel that while this is probably amazing in the original Italian, that it's less amazing. We're more here for the story than we are for the beautiful diction sometimes. I mean, I'm enjoying just getting all the kind of the rhyming. When the rhyming works is great, and you kind of gallop along and you go, okay, this is why this particular art form was popular. But then there's other times you think, because I'm reading it out loud, it's like, oh, you would have to be a really good reader to be able to read this out loud elegantly, and I am not. So that's where you can. It's interesting reading stuff out loud because it really helps you. You don't skim over the text lightly and go, oh yeah, that's good enough. You go, I have to say this, and it's awkward in my mouth. But yes, so we're ending on yet another cliffhanger. With there's some shrieks and blows exchanged, and Zerbino towards the source of clamor spurred. To follow him Gabrini was not slow, and what happens next in my next you'll know. Again, there's that. What happens next happened, and what next happened in my next you'll know is like, it's kind of fun. It's also kind of awkward again. So, we're pushing through. We're almost halfway through. We're almost through the first book of this massive thing. We're on page 666, and this is like about halfway through this massively long epic poem, Orlando Furioso by Ludvigo Aristo. All right, I've been Jay. More videos later.